Yes. So I was kind of debating on how to do this one because this is basically going to be FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early, versus multiple opportunity, reinvest earnings. But then that was the thought process I was going to go into for this. But then I was thinking, there's not a better than or worse than, because it depends on your situation. So it's not going to be FIRE versus more. This is going to be kind of generalized. And so first, let's start with the introduction. This is the holding all the aces, and it means having all the advantages. We all have the same destination, even if a different road. And that's the reason why I don't want to do FIRE versus more, because you might say, I've heard of FIRE through Dave Ramsey and other people, and it works for me, and I like it, and that's great. Or you might be a person that's like, I'm trying to save, it's just impossible. I got these kids, I got this debt, liabilities and expenses, I can't save. So then, multiple opportunities, reinvest earnings will be your thing, because in the future on this channel, we're going to go through talking about getting into sales and getting into pursuing other things than your active income that you have. Like if you have one stream of income and you kind of invest here or there, or you have one stream of income and you don't invest, it's better to add more streams and add more active income so that you can have more money to play with, to invest, or do whatever with. So whether you're a person who is a saver, quote unquote, or a person that wants more streams, or if you want a mixture of both, there's no wrong answer. So we here subscribe to multiple opportunities, reinvest earning, that's more. And this is a place to develop a wealth mindset, learn how to make money work for you and increase your value. Also to develop passive income that will increase automatically and outpace inflation. Because the way things are going, a lot of people are going to be withdrawing Social Security at age 67, maybe 65. And they're still going to have to work, or they're going to have to downsize. So we here don't really believe in the word save because of the more mindset or asset attitude. Here we believe you're either spending money or waiting to spend money. So if money is sitting in a checking account or savings account, you're going to be spending it sooner or later. So it's better to have the asset attitude and pay yourself first and invest in asset classes so that when the money is spent, it goes towards something that could benefit you. Because if it just sits in a savings account and you're trying to stack it, increase that balance that you have in there, sooner or later you're going to have an unexpected expense like a medical bill, automotive accident, where you have to pay a deductible, or something may get damaged, or you may have just something unexpected. And that's usually the first step to that balance that you're trying to nurse gets decreased. Or maybe a family member's in trouble and you got to give them money. Like sooner or later, the money is going to be spent. So it's better to spend it in one of the asset classes versus giving it to someone else, and now you're helping someone else get to their finish line, get to their destiny, and it's less for you. But it's up to you, whether you use FIRE, whether you use more, a mixture of both, or you do your own thing. The goal is to get on retirement road, find out what the destination looks like, and try to drive there the best you can. And remember that when it comes to age 67, whatever year that's going to be for you, with inflation the way it is, with the cost of living increasing the way it is, with people continuing to have more children and just more things going on, you definitely want to have a plan that will help you to have your passive income, hopefully, or just whatever you have, increase automatically and outpace inflation. That way, one day, if you can retire or decide to retire, you can actually enjoy life. Because the thing is like most people, they work 5 days a week, maybe 6 or 7. They work through lunch. They work a lot of their youth in their best years. And then as we get older and our bodies break down, now it's kind of like, can I ever really enjoy life? Can I ever really relax? And that's really the whole point of this channel and other channels like it is all about being able to one day enjoy life, hopefully when you're young enough to enjoy it, not when you're 67 and you're kind of like too old to view the world, or too old to travel the world like you want to, or too old to own that Maserati, too old, too broke to do what you want to do, and you got to keep working. There's a lot of people that when they get older, they're not going to be able to really enjoy life. And then also you have family members that when they hear that you're retired or that you're not working anymore, they have their hands out and they want something from you. So there's a whole host of different things going on, and I'm not going to hold you. We're going to just kind of jump right into first, what is FIRE? Financial independence, retire early. We'll just get into explaining it, and then we'll get into the story. So it's a movement of people devoted to a program of extreme savings and investment that aims to allow them to retire far earlier than traditional budgets and retirement plans would allow. So the main thing is just taking your let's say your active income, meaning you're working, and it's saving up to 70% of their annual income. Most people are check to check. They barely, and when I say barely, they barely are able to keep money in their account by the end of the month. So saving up to 70% of their annual income because of the choices that they've made or that were made for them. They can't save up to 70%. They can't even save up to 20%. The money that comes in goes right out, which is why I say that if you have the asset attitude, when money comes in, you pay yourself first and you invest it, and then you find other ways to make more money to pay for things you got to pay for. Like, it's better to kick a can down the road of paying a bill late and investing first versus paying your bills, which is all your expenses and liabilities, helping to make someone else rich. And then when it comes time to invest or just do something for yourself, you got nothing. And people will say, well, I'm already paying my bills late. What about that? And that's the reason why I mentioned the multiple opportunities, because you could do something like drive Uber, do Uber Eats as far as gig work. You can get into sales and sell things. Like at one point in time in the past, I was selling Prove It, which is like these dietary drink packs. You can get a second job. There's a whole host of different things you can do, because getting into sales and learning sales techniques and those skills, they can help you to increase your income, get a second income. That could actually be a path to wealth. It just requires you to do something you may not want to do, because a lot of people don't like sales. They don't have sales skills. But you could even get into debt collecting. There's a whole host of different things you could do to make more money, because that might be the solution for a lot of people, is to make more money and even make YouTube videos. You can make money with that. There's the sky's the limit these days with technology. It's a great time to be alive. And the only thing that's really getting in your way is you. So that's the gist of FIRE. I mean, it's more to it than that, but typically withdraw 3 to 4% of their savings annually to cover living expenses in retirement. And it really requires you to somewhat live a very I'm going to say basic life. So no more going out to eat, no more vacations, hardcore quote unquote saving and putting that money into paying down debt like credit cards, student loan debt, maybe even your mortgage. It's just like pay it down, pay it down, pay it down. And then once everything is paid down, now you can start to stack it and save it. But there's so many unexpected expenses that are going to come up. Me personally, I'm not really, I understand the FIRE movement. I know people that the FIRE movements work for them. If you listening, you might be able to say, hey, it's worked for me. I'm able to be financially responsible. But most people who are financially responsible and able to use FIRE, they either are someone that doesn't have any children, the children are adults and they're out the house, or it's like a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend and they have no kids. Because the more mouths you have to feed in your family or in your home, rather, the more money you got to make to feed everybody, including taking care of stuff such as unexpected expenses. And that's kind of what trips a lot of people up, because it's like you might have a guy who he's like, hey, I make 6 figures, but I have 2 kids and a wife. Wife doesn't work. They're all dependent on my income. And it seems like every time money comes in, it goes right back out because there's so much stuff that just happens that's uncontrollable, including paying for school, including saving, trying to get money for college. The list goes on and on and on. Not going to bore you with that. So that's FIRE. So there's a 22-year-old. We're already at the 11-minute mark. There's a 22-year-old, and he earns $194,000 at Google and aims to retire by age 35. So he's 22, he's single, he makes a little bit south of 200K. He can do it. He can definitely do it. Even if he lives in Silicon Valley, that's where he actually lives. The cost of living is very high. He can retire by 35 because he started his life with FIRE, and his parents taught him about investing. They helped him get started. And that's kind of one of the ways you can have a leg up over everybody, is if your mom and dad, they are together or they're happy with each other, and they are into investing themselves and they pass it on to the kid or children. That's usually what separates the winners from losers, is being able to start the race with all the tools in a toolbox. Most people, they start the race of trying to get themselves together for retirement when they're like in their 40s. And they're already like behind as far as debt and owing stuff. Their parents didn't give them anything like money or advice, and they're having to figure it out. They have to build the plane while flying it. And it happens. It happens. Sometimes people are even in their 30s, maybe even late 20s, and it's like they have to figure it out on their own. Their family gave them nothing. Well, family really has their hand out taking from them. And while they're figuring it out and trying to create a plan for themselves, it's a struggle because they're behind the curve. So this 22-year-old is already a member of the FIRE movement. He's focused on financial independence and retiring early. You could say he's been on this journey since before he was a teenager. So teenage year starts at 13. So that means like when he was 11 or 12, he was on the path to FIRE, saving, investing, and all that. So he definitely is going to have a leg up, and it's more than likely because of the income that he makes and because he's financially responsible in his career and everything and the people he's surrounded by, he's going to be able to retire by the time he's 35. He'll have $5 million. And he's gonna be good to go. Now, if he decides to have a family, like get married, the wife has to have the same mindset as him, because a lot of people, they believe in this day and age that they can, quote unquote, meet a high value man or a provider male. He will take the expenses and liabilities you bring to the table, and he will solve your problems. And I'm here to tell you that that's not happening, because no one wants to build an empire and then bring you in with your problems and your kids, or just your problems, and then solve your problems and then, kind of help you out of the hole that was created before they met you. And the reason being, just kind of a short answer, the reason being is that your mindset is more than just the expenses and liabilities that you're bringing to this other person. You have habits, you have hang-ups, mental issues, unresolved childhood issues. There's a lot of things going on. So you have to really, really, really be a very attractive person with a captivating personality for someone who's done all the right things in their life, had all the good choices made to meet you, not judge you, and want to help you. It's just more than likely not going to happen. It's possible, but not probable. I digress. So he earns $194,000 a year working at Google, which includes a base salary of $134,000, 15% annual bonus, blah, 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 blah. The point is that this guy started with all of the advantages that a lot of people don't have. So he was born basically holding all the aces. That's pretty much what that means. He has all the advantages. 2 parents that are into investing, 2 parents that helped him out, good paying job, good income. He's starting out young before he's a teenager. All he has to do is just not make any mistakes that are life-changing. And even if he does, he's still going to be good. So you may be in a situation where no matter what you do in your life, you're never going to hold all the aces because of your mindset. The asset attitude is to help you get to the point where you can hold all the aces, as opposed to other people who have to play the cards they're dealt. It's up to you, because you're going to be the one to get in your own way. And no matter what choice you make after hearing this, the only thing that's going to stop you from you. It is you. And we all make choices, and in the end, our choices make us. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share to your social media, subscribe, click the notification bell, share. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I'm out. Peace.